Mhm. Hello, guys! We are live. It's been a little while. Well, actually, not so long because the Junior Eurovision was last week. But now we are veering to adult Eurovision, and we have one of the most expected or awaited news the Melodifestivalen shortlist. Burak, give us
Yeah.
the news.
So we know who will compete this year's Mello. So I'm super ready.
Ah!
And the biggest news is, of course, we know Doctor is back. Dennis Salcedo is back. Cassiopeia is back. Of course, we're going to talk about them, but we have lots of new artists this year. So I think the lineup is so great.
Mhm. Fred, who are you most excited to see back?
There's some repeat artists obviously that have been in recently, like Smashed into Pieces, Dotter, Marcus Mateus, Lisa Ajax, Liamo. But there's obviously repeats, obviously that haven't been in for quite a while as well. So Danny Saucedo, and L'Assistance. So there's Samir and Victor as well, who are fan favorites. So it's quite an interesting group actually. So I think it's going to be quite an interesting Melfest actually.
Yeah, 14 out of 30 of the artists are returning artists, which is a really big number. I'm not sure if we've ever had such a big number of returning artists.
There's always been a large chunk of, I guess, Melodifestivalen sort of artists that sort of really strive to be a part of the community. But you're right. I don't think it's been as quite as high level as this. But quite a lot of the newer artists are coming from the social media channels and some of the Swedish programming. So Songland. Which I don't think here is available in the UK, but I know there's a US version where obviously artists will come on and compete to write songs for known artists. But there's also obviously there's Drag Race Sweden obviously is represented this year as well. So yeah, there's lots of there's some TikTokers in there in the mix as well. So yeah, there's quite a mix of both old and new, and that's very much the Melfest way. They don't just focus on the young artists. They have quite a range of genres, ages, and lots of different styles as well this year.
That's fantastic. It keeps it interesting and it keeps it perfect for a broader audience because you can not only attract the younger generations, you also have to think about the die-hard fans that have been there for many years, like us. Burak, please give us the names of all of the competing artists so we know who they are.
Okay, let's start with Heat 1. It's going to be in
Mhm.
Malmö. So we will start with Lisa Ajax. It's her fifth time. He competed in 16, 17, 19, and 22. And one of his songwriters, very famous name, it's Victor Kron. Uh,
Ooh.
yeah. So we will talk about this Ajax, or am I need to
Yeah.
say the other ones?
Well, let's first go through the list and then like let's pick the most interesting artists for you.
Okay, the other one is Elisa Lindstorm. She's making country music. This is her second time, and one of her writer is Thomas Gison. We have Samir and Victor, their fifth time. Smash into Pieces, of course, last year's third. And we have Melina Borglov, and we have Adam Woods. This is the hit one.
Hmm. Nice. Wait, out of the Heat one, Fred, who are you most excited to see?
Oh, um, it's such a toss up. And the fact that they've actually changed the format this year makes it much more difficult to decide. Because obviously there used to be the four heats with seven competing songs. Now there's five heats with six competing songs. So it makes it even more of a nail biting situation when it comes down to who's going to be in there. But I've always been a fan of Lisa Ajax myself.
Nice. Burak, who are you most excited to see out of this?
It's Samir and Victor because I know how fun people they are. So they're just making arena so high. I'm very excited for them. And their song is, if I'm not wrong, in Swedish. It's
Ooh,
an English language, yeah.
nice. So give us the hit number 2. Who are we going to expect?
Okay, it's gonna be in Gothenburg. We have C. Joy. He is going to sing in reggaeton. We have Liamo, and it's fifth time again. No, it's fourth time. Sorry. We have Engmans Kapel. This is the band. We have Dear Sarah, Frokin, something like that. It's kind of hard to read. And we have Marina Sur in here.
Hmm. I'm looking forward to see Liamo. I know Andy from Eurovoxx loves Liamo. So who are you guys into on this heat?
100% Liamo all the way.
Yeah.
And especially with a song title like Dragon, I mean, it's
Mm,
going to be something dramatic. It's going to be something that's really going to bring a presence to the stage, I think.
definitely. Definitely. So let's continue with hit number 3, Burak.
Okay, we will be in Waxio in number 3. We have Clara Klingerström in here. We have Jacqueline, and we have Claudie, Cassiopeia, Gunilla Persson, and Kim Cesarion.
Mhm. It's so cool that Gunilla is returning.
Yeah, I think this is for me. It's one of the toughest heat.
Mhm. Which would you see would be competing for the top spot?
I think if I share my opinion, Cassiopeia will be the winner in this heat because her songwriter is almost the same with the tattoos. She was working
Mm.
with the same team. Yeah, I think she will be in first in this heat. And Kim Cesarion is also very popular, so he can be second for me because I know that he is very popular in Sweden. He has a collaboration with Moni Hammar Pettersson. She's also a Mello legend, so maybe she can be the second one. Also, Jacqueline makes me very interesting too because her song is written by Dino Medahomhodzic or something like that, the boyfriend of the daughter. Also, her team is so strong too. I don't know what will happen in this heat because it's gonna be really, really good.
Fred, do you agree with what Burak is saying about who's gonna go on the top? And
Yeah, I mean, I think Cassiopeia obviously has an outside chance because she's a bit quirky, and people love that sort of quirkiness to her. And her song did quite well last time, and actually went to Andra Hansen, or the semi-final, as they like to call it these days. But yeah, and again, I always try and visualize a song by the title, and "Give My Heart a Break" sounds perfect to me.
Mhm. I have a funny story with Andra Chansen. It was quite recently that, well, last year I discovered that Andra Chansen is not a singer; it's an actual semi-final. I remember seeing Andra Chansen year after year after year, and I was like, okay, props to him for like trying again and again and again. Yeah, I know I have to pay a little more attention.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's Swedish for second chance. But
Yeah,
they've obviously renamed it now to the semi-final, which is now incorporated within Heat 5, obviously.
nice. What's the next hit lineup, Burak? Give it to us.
Okay, we will be in Eskilstuna. The lineup
Mhm.
is Lia Larsson, Scarlett, Albin, Lasse Stefans, Danny Saucedo, and Dotter.
Woo! I'm all for Daughter. I love her music. I really like her music. I actually have Little Tot on my Spotify playlist, the one that is not Eurovision, like only Eurovision.
Yes, I think Daughter is one is I mean, she's already third in the betting odds to win without
Mhm.
obviously anyone hearing her song, and she's because she's done so well over the past couple of years within Melfest. I mean, but saying that, obviously Danny Saucedo is top of the betting odds at the moment. But it's one of those. Has he been gone away too long? Has he lost his edge? You know, it's one of those things because obviously he's participated on his own with a band, uh, and and again, they've been quite different styles as well. So you get sort of dance club versus sort of that sort of pop swing sort of vibe that EMD had. So yeah, I mean, it's a different one to call. I think the top two definitely of the heat will be Danny and Dotta, but I just don't know who would win of the two.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be between those two. Let's go
Yeah.
to the live chat. We have DJ Sarah Halloran. Hello, it's nice to see you here. And we have Mark Bugart who says, you're going to Melfest 2024 final, and I hope finally Danny will fly the flag for Sweden. Yeah, I think everyone is expecting Danny to do well this year.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Sarah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Sarah says that her favorites are Daughter and Maria Sur. Nice, nice. So Burak, let's continue. Who are the artists from the next heat?
Okay, next one. Okay, before that, I will tell that this heat, the third one,
Okay.
is the heat for this runner-ups because Danny is a runner-up, Daughter is a runner-up, and they will compete each other. So it's gonna be real tough. Okay, in the fifth one, we have Jay Smith, we have Electra, Chelsea Mucho, Anika Vicky Halder, Medina, and Marcus and Martinez.
Ooh, I'm excited for Medina
Me
Yes,
on
too.
this one.
me too. I've been a fan of hers way before her sort of entry or even talked about of Eurovision. But I think Marcus and Mateus are going to run away with this. I'm afraid,
Mhm.
being the runners up last year. It, I mean, the fact that obviously they're Norwegian and they're going to represent Sweden. If they were to win, they could easily sweep the Nordic and Scandinavian votes because they're hugely popular and. They actually won the Second Chance OGAE contest with their song last year with Air. So who knew if Lorraine didn't do it, that they could have done it for Sweden themselves. So
That's a really good point. And I also think that they can hone in a lot of votes from the TikTok generation, from us that we like that kind of music. So I think they have a wider appeal than some of the other artists.
Yeah.
of course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mark Bugart says, I got Eurovision tickets for MALMÖ after waiting 7 hours in the queue.
Oh no!
Well,
You're really lucky.
congratulations. Did you guys try to get tickets?
Yes, and I didn't
Yes.
get.
Well, I'm a member of the fan club, so I got them on Monday. I had them on Monday, and I didn't have to wait in the queue. So sorry.
Nice. You are OJ member?
Yes.
That's I'm OJ, but like I prefer to watch it on a screen because I'm a sucker for camera angles.
Yeah, I mean, some people are like that. I mean, I've known again. I've been going since Helsinki, and the the number of people I've met that actually will go to the contest, but actually watch it in the press center because they want to see it on a screen. Because yes, you're right. You're right. It's the way that the actions, and again, it's being able to see the actions of true fans. Because obviously you're right there in the press center in the middle of it all. So because obviously when you're in the arena, you're in a mixture of the host city fans as well as obviously the international. So it's it's difficult to feel how the audience are truly feeling.
Yeah, that's so true. Burak, where are you thinking to watch the show?
Well, I prefer like you to watch in the screen because technology is in the Eurovision right now, so they use lots of graphics, lots of camera angles, etc. So if you're in the arena, maybe you can lose something, but if you're watching on the screen, so you can get everything. But at the same time, if you're in the arena, you can get all the vibe. So I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't know which one is the best because I've never been in arena before. But so far, I prefer to watch from screen, maybe surrounded with another fans. That will be the better.
I'm actually on. I like to watch it on the screen, but then what I've noticed, or what people have told me, is that the sound on the arena is not exactly the sound that you get on the TV screens.
100%, 100%, and the atmosphere is completely different. I mean, it's electric, and you can't compare it to anything else. So, if you've never been in the arena, I highly recommend it. But I warn you, it's addictive and expensive.
Yeah, I know it's expensive. I've been to like a semi-final in the arena, and I've gone in to see some rehearsals in the arena, and it is true, like the atmosphere is something different. But yeah, actually, I am going to be in Malmö. I already have my accommodation. I was an early bird
Wow,
in that sense.
Good.
great.
Yes, but getting this back to Melodifestivalen, do you think that LOREEN will do like an appearance there to open the show or something?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
probably.
The way Melfest runs it every year now is they normally take the winning song or one of the most popular songs, depending on what. But because she won, I'm assuming they would do it with Tattoo, but they will reconfigure and put a spin on Tattoo and make it either a very slow ballad or they will change it in some sort of way to make it different and present it in a completely different musical style. And that's the one good thing that Sweden do with their songs. They love to reinvent, and every year they love to bring back even songs from the early 2000s and tweak them and have a Melfest party.
Ooh. Are you guys going to Melfest?
Yeah.
I'm trying desperately. I've got the time off work. It's just whether my pockets can reach further enough.
Yes. So Burak, which one are you going to watch?
I will watch the final show in Stockholm.
Ooh, that's so cool. What are you
Yeah, I
looking
feel
forward to?
I don't know. Last year was my first year, and I felt what Fred feels for Eurovision. It was amazing because you're surrounded with the Swedish people. They are like screaming crazy, etc. I think being in there is great for me. So I don't. Last year, I don't remember what did I do in there, what did I heard, what did I talk with the people, etc. I just remember I was in there and screaming all the songs. So I think I'm aiming same thing for this year too.
Do you remember any song from last year, maybe apart from Tattoo, that really caught your attention in the final?
Yeah, actually, last year something really interesting happened to me. I'm a
Okay.
huge fan of Dennis Salcedo since 2011, and I met with him, and he was an amazing person. He is very humble. After the show, I saw Kiana, and we talked with Kiana. She's also very humble and very likable person too. And after the show, she got my attention. I listened. Where did you go? I think for a month. I was like, okay, this song is really good too.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think pretty much everything Sweden touches has radio airplay commercial ability to it. So, yeah, it's always going to be like that. But anybody who hasn't been to a Melfest final, it is insane. And it's like Eurovision times 10. Because if you, the the venues that they've hosted in Sweden for Eurovision are much smaller than the Melfest final. So you're talking going from sort of 16,000 seats to 60 to 80,000 seats. And it's an atmosphere that you cannot replicate. And they put it in one of the very largest stadiums. And funny enough, they cut off a small end of the stadium to host it, and it still hosts up to 80,000 people, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. But it just goes to show you why Melodifestivalen is the most watched television program every year in Sweden. So
Yeah, and they really know how to get everyone's attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They really know how to put on a show, and they and that's the reason you see quite a lot of the producers and things involved in Eurovision as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, everyone says that after Eurovision is hosted in Sweden, there are changes to the actual show. So I'm very curious to see what other changes we are going to see this year, apart from the slogan that's going to stay forever now.
Yes. And what do you think of the slogan?
I actually like it. I think it makes sense, United by Music, because it was, I think after the years go by, you stop you maybe don't have so many more ideas to run through.
Of course.
I don't know.
There's only so many different sort of messages you can send,
Yeah.
sort of
They-
combining people. But
They have to be abstract enough to be able to agglomerate so many cultures, and also precise but not naming names with what the things are going on. So I don't know, Burak, you are also like, you work in marketing and advertising agency, right? So what's your take on this?
So maybe I'm acting so dramatic or romantic, I don't know, but I don't like this decision because for me, Eurovision is changing every year, like the slogans, logos, etc., colors. It's kind of package of soul for me. Right now, I'm feeling like some kind of package stolen from my, Eurovision bubble. Because, for example, when you said "Light Your Fire," I already remember. Okay, it was in Azerbaijan. Or you said celebrate diversity, I remember, okay, it was in Ukraine. So I just make some matches with the slogans and the cities, and also with the logos, with the songs. But right now we have just united by music. Of course, we all united by music.
of course,
But I don't know, I like these differences in the countries, differences in the cultures, and it gives another layer in our Eurovision love. I don't know, I just don't like this idea.
I mean, I understand the logic behind it, and I mean, if you look at Eurovision's past, back before the heart logo was the the go-to basis. Obviously, there was a competition, obviously, every year to create the artwork and everything, just like you would for the Olympics, for Eurovision. So if you look at sort of the 80s and 90s, for instance, of all of the different logos and things for Eurovision, they completely different. You wouldn't you could put them side by side and actually not even recognize that they were a Eurovision Song Contest. Actually, if you took the wording away, but making it more universal with the heart, and obviously putting the host country within it, makes it much more recognizable. So I mean, again, it feels very Swedish to me, the way they're going down this line, because Melodifestivalen has changed this way over the years as well. So they've kept the logo exactly the same, and the only thing they change is the color. So there's a different color theme basically to every year. So so I guess it gives that sense of identity, instant recognition, but also there's a sense of newness to it as well. So I completely understand and 100% agree that it does. You, as soon as you hear those slogans, it takes you back to those moments. But I guess it's just one of those things that you just get used to. Things change over time, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So who knows? I mean, the last time obviously Sweden hosts, we had the new voting system, and it all changed, and in a much more exciting way. And you don't have to wait for 3 hours to know who the winner is. Because in Azerbaijan, when I was voting for LOREEN the first time round, everybody knew she was going to win because she got 12 left, right, and center. So it wasn't much of a surprise. So that was a plus, to the contest, because you don't know who's going to win till the very last vote comes in, which is great. But I 100% take the criticism that you lose that sense of diversity and sort of culture, I guess. But I guess that's the way that the country can represent itself via the postcards and the actual hosting of the contest.
That does make sense. Let's go to the live chat and see what you guys are saying. Sarah, I can't wait for the Luxembourg national final either. Actually, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's touch on this because we got today the press release that it's happening. Burak, let us know.
Okay, I forgot that what we have. So we know that the national selection will be in the live show, or if you want, you can go to Luxembourg to watch it live in there. So the live show will be in French and English language, and everyone all around the world can watch it live. So I think these are the details I remember so far.
Nice. Yeah, because we don't have the names, we don't have the song
No.
titles. We just know Cesar Samson was there, Jan Bort was there, Christoph Björkman was there, and Tali from Israel was there, and the guy from Cyprus, I completely forgot his name. But
Alex Pana, I guess Alex
yes,
Panay, right?
yeah, Alex was also there, and Eric Leman was there. So it was an incredible panel. You can watch a little through, or you could watch this week a little bit of the process through Cesar Samson's stories and some of the other jury stories. So I think it's going to be so much fun and so interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a national final in Luxembourg ever, so this is one of the things I'm really looking forward to the most.
I don't remember Luxembourg in Eurovision because their last
You're so
representation was when I was 3.
Yeah. Lee Fern, sorry, go ahead, Fred.
I'm old enough to remember, but I don't remember either. So
you look fabulous, my dear. It's the Eurovision spirit. It stretches us. Lee Fern, 2004 was the last and the only Melodifestivalen final you've been to. 2004 must have been a really good year, actually, because I think it was Lena Philip who won. Like Hurts, only Hurts.
It hurts.
Oh, I love that song.
And
it's
the
so
contest was in
pink.
Turkey. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yes! Oh my god, that was one of my favorite contests. Yeah. Serda Berener brought it to use, and I think it was Atenea or Athena, the rock band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they still around, actually?
Yep, they're very popular.
Nice. Mark Bugard says, I agree with you, Melodifestivalen is amazing. It is well worth the trip to Stockholm. Okay, I'm writing it down for next Melodifestivalen. And Mark says also, this is why Sweden does so well in Eurovision. Anyway, guys, I don't think there's much more we can say because we only have the names of the artists, we have the titles, and we have to wait for, I think it's the day before for the song releases.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
They will have 1-minute clips that they release the day before. You may see some rehearsal footage if you know somebody in the press bit, but yeah, they keep it all very hush hush so that it makes an impact on the day.
I think that's actually, I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, because we love to hear the songs and watch them when they perform and have our opinions already and make our top 10s, but then it also makes a lot of sense that they keep it for the last minute. So I don't know what's the best idea.
I mean,
I think it works.
I mean, I think it works as well. I mean, I think it just grows the anticipation more, and you get more and more of us speculating over what to expect. And the more drama and the more build up, it just, when it finally hits, then you're like, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking same thing for the prep parties too, actually. Some names don't attend to prep parties, like Noah Kirel, for example. So we didn't know what she will do in the Eurovision stage, and she makes us very excited to hear her. But if we saw same thing in the prep party, so we wouldn't be so much excited for her. I think it works really well. So that's why SVT is doing that.
That is very true. I remember, for example, in 2018, Eleni Fureira, we didn't see anything till Fuego. Yeah. So yeah.
Yes, they kept that one very hush hush.
Yeah, and see how well it did. Okay. So you guys have convinced me of what might be the better approach. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys in the live chat. Stay tuned for more because it's national final season. Everything is about to get started and amplified. So stay tuned to all of Eurovoxx's social media. See you next time. Bye.